Today's episode of the Natural Habitat Podcast is brought to you by Burnbox. Burnbox is a monthly box service that you get shipped to your house. It comes with papers, blunt wraps, little pipes, dab rigs, pipe cleaners, lighters, grinders, all types of shit. Everything that you need for your weed. So go to burnbox.co today and get yourself your monthly subscription.
The Natural Habitat Podcast. Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth. Welcome to the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Boohyah. Joining me is Joey Black, unknown, varsity dropouts. And we are here on a beautiful day. Today is, what's today? The 15th or something like that?
Yes, it is.
Let me tell you about the 15th, Joey Black. The 15th is beautiful, all right? I went outside today, and I was like, I stretched, and I asked my neighbor, I was like, what's today? He said, today's the 15th. And I looked up at the sky, there it was covered in birds. Not like Alfred Hitchcock style, but, you know, like Snow White style. And they were all cartoon birds, singing songs.
Wow.
And, you know, I was just like, I'm way too high for this shit. Came back inside. All my favorite shows were on TV. The 15th is off the hook, man.
Payday. It's also payday. First and the 15th.
That's right. That's right. And you also got 2 weeks to get your shit together and get your rent paid. So there's that as well. This is a 2-week warning for everybody. 2-week notice. Get your shit together. All right? Stop paying money to listen to all these goddamn podcasts. All right? They're $5 a piece. Wait. Or are they free? I don't remember.
I think they're free, but you feel free to donate at any time.
Yeah, I think they're free at the moment. So get them while you can, because you never know how much podcasts are going to be in the future.
Get them while they're hot.
Yep. So let's see. There's been a lot of fun things happening last week that we wanted to talk about because we didn't get to cover it. This is our news headlines. Last week, we didn't get to cover it because we were talking about PTSD with Chris, and then we talked about the future of online entertainment, last Tuesday. That was fun. So we didn't really get to bring up any of this shit that happened in the news. So that's what we're going to talk about today. You know, we're going to talk about some old news for you.
First off, we're going to get it started by a PSA from one of our friends in the industry, Mr. Kevin Bacon himself.
That's right. All right, Kevin Bacon, you there? Go ahead and take it away. It's all you.
Hi, I'm Kevin Bacon. There's a big problem in Hollywood today. In so many films and TV shows, we see gratuitous female nudity. And that's not okay. Well, it's okay, but it's not fair to actresses, and it's not fair to actors because we want to be naked too. Gentlemen, it's time to free the bacon. And by bacon, of course, I mean your wiener, your balls, and your butt. Game of Thrones. You got 3 sex scenes an episode. How hard would it be to just show 1 or 2 wieners every couple of minutes? This is an issue of gender equality. Let me be on the show. Come on, I'll play a naked wizard or something. I've done it before. Have you seen Wild Things? I was super naked in that. It was awesome. Matt Dillon was there. He saw my wiener. Hollow Man. I had an infrared wiener in that. 50 Shades of Grey. I heard that you never even see it. Why not let Jamie Dornan take off his pants? Or better yet, let me play Christian Grey. We'll do the whole movie in one long close-up of my penis. Hey, Marvel, I have an idea for a superhero. It's me, and guess what? I have an infinity stone on the tip of my wiener. I actually have a nude scene in every film I'm in. I put it in my contract, full frontal, and they take them out. They say, Kevin, you don't need to be naked in this. It doesn't make sense. Kevin, it's an animated film. You're in a voiceover booth. Please put on your pants. Kevin, you're not even in this movie. Why are you here and why are you naked? I was naked in Frost Nixon. And guess what? They CGI'd pants on me. My dog Skip. The only naked character was a dog, which is great, but not enough. Sore subject, but the following didn't have a single shot of my penis, and now it's canceled. Surprise, surprise. Wow. So what can you do to help? Use the hashtag FreeTheBacon and tweet out a picture of your genitals immediately.
Wow, that was.
You heard it here first. Everybody, get to posting.
Yep, tweet out your genitals. You will see. You'll see pictures of our genitals at on Twitter at NH Podcast Live with the hashtag #FreeTheBacon. Because you can
FreeTheBacon,
you can post whatever you want on Twitter. You can post nudity and genitals if you want. So I mean that I think he's very serious with what he wants us to do.
I heard the Free the Nipple campaign, but I think I kind of like Free the Bacon better, you know? It's about to get sizzling up in here.
Yeah, it is. And I think it's really weird that that he stayed on the line. He did this. He's doing this PSA all over the place. So he stayed on the line for us. He spit off his thing. He had music queued up, which was strange. And then he just hung up the phone. That's all he had to get along.
That's how you know when you made it in life, when you walk around with theme music. You know what I mean?
Yep.
you got your own theme song. You're doing things. And,
well, it kind of all matters.
Shout out to Kevin Bacon for coming on at such short notice to a small show like ours, too, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, man. We appreciate it. And, it's really humble of you. And it shows that you care more about the bacon than the bacon. You know what I mean? So... yeah. You got a bigger thing going on than just your tiny Kevin Bacon thing. Not that you're a small actor. You get work, but thank you, man. We appreciate it, and we're definitely gonna use your name to get some plays. So, and
we wish you the best of luck. So,
yeah,
Free the Bacon.
Good luck. I hope that I guess the world's already seen his wang, but he's getting older, so. When he posts his wang, I hope it doesn't look weird and then scares everybody away and then kills the Free the Bacon thing. You know what I mean? He might.
Didn't you see it? He had it sitting out in his lap the whole time he was sitting there. he really gets down like that.
He's just out.
Yep.
Man, fucking Kevin Bacon is no joke, man. He also had a gun while he was saying that, which was weird. I know that I heard him cock it over the phone, so I want to say that he was being a little forceful. So just make sure that by the end of this that you all take a picture of your genitals and post it on Twitter and tag it with Free the Bacon. I'm kind of afraid to go. I'm afraid to go follow that hashtag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine how many dicks are already up there. And they're
probably not as many as on the Joe Rogan forum.
Very true. For some reason, he's just barraged with dicks.
Big black dicks. That's all he ever talks about.
My favorite Joe Rogan joke is where he says, if you got a problem with gay people getting married, either you're gay or you secretly are afraid that dicks are delicious.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Just to hear Joe Rogan, big tough guy Joe Rogan, say some ridiculous shit like that.
Yeah.
He's a man-child. So, let's see, that Ronda Rousey fight that we were talking about last week, that shit was off the hook. Ronda Rousey, did you hear that she called out Cyborg?
Yeah, they do that every single time.
Yeah.
The fighters always call each other out, and then nothing happens. Cyborg ain't gonna do shit. I honestly think that she's scared. She doesn't want to go fight her. She can't make the weight cut or whatever it is, and they're trying to have Ronda fight at catchweight or whatever, trying to make her go up in weight to fight her, but it's not gonna happen. She's the most dominant athlete in the world. She's not going to cater to somebody else just because they can't put the time and effort into making the cut or doing whatever they have to do. I think it's a cop out. You know what I mean?
She's gonna be
I don't even feel that. Yeah, I don't feel that Cyborg is even worth the comparison. Honestly, she's nobody. You know what I mean? She's not even in the UFC, and the UFC. Everybody knows the UFC is top of the line. Everybody else is like the minor leagues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's not on the same level whatsoever.
What I heard was that they were talking about it, and then Ronda told Cyborg that if she got off of steroids and pissed clean, that she would agree to fight her.
Yeah, and she threatened Ronda with the lawsuit after that for defamation of character or some shit.
Yeah, but look at her, man. It's like
I It's obvious. Yeah, it's
It's
blatantly
obvious because like you could tell by looking at Ronda that she's like 100% natural. Like that's all natural muscle, and she like worked for that shit. So when someone
she's
like
a physically fit freak of nature. You know what
she's
I'm
like
saying?
a pit bull, dude. She's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh god, she's so hot. I'm so in love with her.
Yeah.
And
Ronda, come on the podcast, please.
Yeah, we'll definitely do a Skype interview, or just you and me can Skype privately in my bedroom, or
I'll let you choke me out.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be very rough. I don't care.
Don't break my arm. Yeah, don't break my arm, please.
And then, so now she's making a movie. You were telling me, right?
Yeah, so she gets to produce and star in her own biopic or whatever that is, bioepic or whatever, biopic movie. Like
Biopic.
It's gonna be like Get Rich or Die Trying or like Eminem's movie. It's gonna be pretty awesome, especially when the star gets to play themselves.
Because then you're gonna get the real story. Well,
yeah, and
not
it ups
always.
the level of it. Like the credibility of it is so much higher because it's the actual person. Even though some of the stories are typically
exaggerated,
touched up to exaggerate exactly, but for the most part, they are real, true storylines.
Yeah, and you're gonna get stuff that they'll slip things into the movie and little subtle feels and things that were actually real in the time that happened. That only they know, only she knows what was happening when she was in the gym training for fucking 20 hours a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like she would be the best one to, make that scene happen. And fucking, I think that I'm excited. I think it's going to be a dope flick just simply because Ronda Rousey's so hot, man. I'm like in love with her. So I'll go see it just because she's in it. I don't give a fuck what it is. It could be Ocean's 14 and I would go see it if Ronda Rousey was in it.
Well, the story is important too. She's the first of her kind.
Yeah.
First in of humankind, really. First dominant combat sports female. Nobody's ever experienced. We might not ever see another one like her.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean.
what,
it really is a freak occurrence.
That's what Joe Rowe. We gotta stop talking about Joe Rowe all the time. But that's what Joe Rowe was saying.
Fuck it. We gotta keep talking about
we'll
him.
give
I want
him
to go on the
props.
show.
He's a good guy. So Joe Rowe was saying the other day that when he was in Brazil and like for the fight and everything, that when you watch Ronda Rousey fight, it's like you're watching history. Like
it really is.
He compared it to like when people say that they saw Muhammad Ali fight, or so it's like these epic fights. And like when you see fucking Mike Tyson bite off Holyfield's ear, like you were there. Well, he was there when fucking Ronda Rousey knocked out bitch Carrera in her fucking in the first round, yet again just dominating this shit. And he says that every time you see it, it's like a piece of history, and that's what it feels like. She's not just a fighter that's out there dominating and kicking ass, because people do that all the time, and women do that. You know what I mean? There's women fighters that go and have a good record and are fucking kicking ass, but nobody really cares. And it's not really like there's just something about her that is like charismatic and like. She's just unstoppable. She's a beast. Like she is unlike anybody else. You're right. She's like a spectacle, almost like a freak show of sports. But yeah, man, she's so hot. So hot.
And we're lucky to live in the time that we are. So many cool things like that have happened. Like right now, there is multiple fighters that are on that level. John Jones, Anderson Silva, Conor McGregor, and Ronda Rousey. There's not just one. There's 4 of them that are unfuckwithable. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's intense. Like past generations will be lucky to have one in their lifetime, if they're lucky. You know what I mean? The last few generations, it was Muhammad Ali. It goes all the way back to like Roman times, where you hear stories about Hercules and Achilles and things like that. Those were like these type of people. That's what we're reliving right now. We're getting to see it live with these fighters. They're so good that they're showing us right there. You know what I mean? It's like if you can call your fight, if you can say what round you're going to win and then go do it by the way you say you're going to do it, it's like it's pretty intimidating. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty intimidating to see, like, man, these guys can go and hurt somebody.
Yeah. How she's like, not
know?
only can I beat you, but I can have full control over the situation and beat you how I want, and just make a joke at you. Yeah, just make everyone laugh at you and make you poop your fucking pants. And you know who's gonna be the?
Hey, that wasn't real.
It wasn't.
That was Photoshop.
Ah, god damn it!
Can't believe that shit. That's why I didn't recognize it when you said something about it. I watched it live. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And then later on, digging through the crates of the fucking interwebs, I saw the Photoshop version, and it didn't even look like a good Photoshop version.
Yeah, that shit always comes out. It pops up. Well, I was on my phone. I was sunny out. All right, I couldn't really tell. But I
found
think
it in Joe Rogan group. So
I think that the next fighter, top female fighter in the world, better than Bitch Carrera, better than Ronda Rousey, is gonna be the one and only Chanel West Coast, because she's been out here throwing blows in Hollywood, man. I don't know if you heard the screaming outside your window, because you're right downtown. But
well,
bitch got arrested.
Yeah, Chanel West Coast.
Yep.
Shit, hashtag boss bitch, I guess. I don't know.
Hashtag 17 seasons.
Hashtag citizens arrest.
God, what a sad life.
Yeah, that is embarrassing. So supposedly she was just acting a fool up in the club, starting drama with everybody. I don't know, she fought somebody in there. Then she got escorted out by security, and then was starting shit with somebody outside.
And then started fighting security.
Somebody made a citizen's arrest on her and held her until the police got there. And then she's being belligerent, telling the cops, "What? I was on 17 seasons.
Yeah,
you know me. I was on 17 seasons."
And then she kicks the cop, and then she punches the cop. And then he's all like, "I was going to let you go even after you kicked me, but you punched me." And then like arrested her and took her away. And it's like, why would you let her go after she kicked you? She fucking kicked you. That's assault on a police officer. I'd be going to jail.
The good thing about 17 seasons is she does got that bail money, so she ain't sitting in jail.
Mm-hmm. Fucking hashtag 17 seasons, man. You can't stop her.
Yeah, 17 seasons. Chanel West Side.
You can't stop Chanel West Coast. It just can't be done. You know why you can't stop her? I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because she never started. She doesn't do anything.
I think Fantasy Factory, it was too much fantasy on her, because her whole life's like some semi-fantasy. Yeah. You know what I mean? She raps and signed on Young Money.
Yeah, so she got famous for sitting at a desk, which is what millions of people do all over the place. She's sitting at a desk taking phone calls, big fucking whoop, and then everyone's like, "Man, that girl's hot. Rob Dyrdek's girl's hot," which is like, no, she's not. It's just because you're all 16, so you all think she's hot. She really looks kind of weird, you know what I mean, if you ask me. But I think that, she's a person just like everybody else. I shouldn't hate on her looks. But she looks a little weird. And then they went into ridiculousness, and then she got paid for sitting on a couch and looking cute and saying every once in a while. So it's like,
well,
Rob
did put her through some hell, though. You know what I mean? He's fucked with her a lot over the years and made her do some embarrassing and challenging things. He does that to everybody around him now.
Yeah, but Kim Kardashian had to take a giant penis in her butthole and then put it in her mouth. And then put it in her mouth. So I think that evens out.
Hashtag Ray J.
I think it evens out. I think it's about the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're both famous for nothing and had to go through a little bit of pain to get it.
Yeah, I agree.
So, what else we got? What else you got on your list of news topics?
Drake is still at it.
Goddamn Drake.
Drake supposedly tried to go for the finish with at the OVO festival. He played all the memes on a giant TV screen in the background that the internet's created, making fun of Meek Mill, and he put all the funniest ones up on the big screen for everybody while he was rapping and performing his diss song about him. So, shout out to Drake for still doing it big.
Is that how he's getting this nickname, Meme Mill?
Actually, I don't know where that came from, but it's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard a few people. I've seen a few people saying it. Meme Mill. It's over. Blah blah blah. But then again, I'm not really one on the Drake thing. This is how far behind I am on Drake and mainstream music. All right, just last night on the 14th of August, just last night, I was talking with my girl, and we were like, I was saying something about Drake, and I was talking about his hair thing, how he has like a thing like carved into his head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's like Drake hair. Like he's the only one that does it. I think like he started it. It's his thing. And then she was like, whatever. And then that fucking Sprite commercial came on. And then I was all like, look, there it is. And I like paused it. And I was like, look, there's his hair thing. And then she was like, oh yeah, you're right. It kind of does look like one devil horn. And then I was like, dude, like people that actually listen to Drake could give a fuck about his hair thing now. Like that's such old news. But here I am, TV pause, talking about it. Like I'm very behind and like not knowledgeable on Drake. I know that he was Jimmy in Degrassi and he got shot and was in a wheelchair. And he was Canadian and lived a real soft life. And then all of a sudden wanted to rap about how hard his childhood was.
I never heard any of that in his lyrics.
No.
But I do know that talent is talent, period. And that dude had a world tour off of a mixtape without a record deal or without anything else. That dude had a world tour off of his first mixtape. Nobody else has ever done that. Nobody probably else will ever do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point.
Yeah. And you don't have to come from the streets to be a rapper. You don't have to come from anywhere to be a rapper. All you have to do is appreciate the craft and work at it every single day. You have to treat it like anything else that you love in life. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what background somebody comes from. That doesn't mean shit to me. Street credibility doesn't mean shit to me. None of that. All that shit's false. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What really matters is the craft. Who pays attention to it? Who works at it the hardest? Who does it every day? Who wants to be the best? You know what I mean? That's what really means something.
Yeah, who puts in the time and the hours and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
anyways,
I got to give it to him for that, you know?
Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment. Something that is so rare that we probably won't see again.
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah. So, trip on this. Last week, we finally got to see the dark side of the moon.
That's right. I saw that that video. It was, what was the satellite that captured that video again?
I can't remember the name. It was on the NASA page. Yeah, it was supposedly like 1 million miles away and was looking at Earth and watched the moon go between it and the Earth, and it was illuminated, and we got to see the whole dark side of the moon.
Yep. And it still trips me out that the moon orbits around us, but doesn't have like a rotation. Of itself. And
yeah,
it's just kind of floating out there, which is weird. But I mean, it makes sense, and it just trips me out that we see the same face all the time. I trip out on space, and it wasn't until I was in my like early 20s that I found out and realized for sure that there is a light side of the moon and a dark side of the moon. And like the shit is just always in the same spot. We always see the same features. And it's a trip for all the movement that's in the universe that the moon isn't moving at all.
One of the cool things about it though is that everybody throughout time has seen the same thing we see. So we get to see the same thing. Nobody else got to see any different. Now we're just getting to see some more stuff, you know?
Yep. That's dope.
It's pretty dope to be able to have that nostalgia.
Yeah, I think that the moon, that new video that we got of the moon reminds me of when the New Horizons shuttle went past Pluto and finished all of its shit, and then the cameras turned around and it took a picture of it from like with the sun behind it. And it looked hella trippy because it was a view that we had never had before. Like we could imagine it, but we were on the brink of our solar system looking in. And just like that we can shoot little cameras into space and fucking this is brand new technology, you know what I mean? And we're shooting this shit into space and getting back these pictures. And a lot of the shit that, like New Horizons, we blasted off, how long was it? Like 16 years or something like that?
Yeah, that many years ago.
So think about how old.
It's amazing to see. Yeah, how old the technology is. Exactly. Yeah. It's amazing to see like the quality of the stuff that's coming back from that far away, from that long ago. You know, it's like our own little portal through time. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And fucking humans are definitely weird, and it's weird that you know, this technological boom happened so quick. You know, like 200 years ago, everybody was living in little wood cabins and fucking, you know, riding horses around and fucking like doing nothing and just kind of growing shit and, you know, trying to stay alive and not get eaten by mountain lions. And, you know, now it's like we have all this technology. We learn how to do these things. We put ourselves in little boxes with combustion chambers and we fucking fly all over the edge of this giant rock that's fucking, you know, like just flying through space, and we're just kind of cruising on the edge of it. And now we just fucking are like shooting ourselves out into space, and like already, like we're very, very young at this, and we're already like, let's go out in space and let's go see what's over here. And it's just like, imagine what we're gonna know in 200 more years. You know what it's gonna be like. Humans are amazing. Yeah, you know, we're pretty intense and pretty fucked up, pretty self-absorbed, but pretty amazing at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like no matter how bad we fuck shit up, we always make it better in a million other ways. You know what I mean? So as long as we stay on top of it and keep that some type of balance, we're gonna be all right. Yeah, and I think that people are. I mean, you have, everybody has this core thing inside of them that they want to do the right thing. Like everybody wants to do the right thing, unless you're like a sociopath or a serial killer. You know, you want to do the right thing. You don't want to hurt people. You don't want to fuck up the world, you know, and like, as long as we have that like in our core, of course there's so many of us, like damage is going to be done. And like I said, we're young. We don't know what we're doing. So, you know, all of this damage that we're doing to the earth is because we just have made this technology over the past 100 years. And then we're finally realizing what's happening. So everyone's changing to solar power now. And like they made those clear solar panels that are like windows, and it could turn every window into a solar panel. And then fucking what's that guy's name? Elon Musk or whatever? Yeah. He's making those giant battery cores that'll store solar power for up to 3 months, and it could power 40 buildings, like with lights, TVs, everything inside for 3 months. Like he just came up with ones that that power your whole house. Yeah. There's ones that you just hang on the wall in your house now. Little battery will power your whole house for you. Yep. And he's got a bunch of crazy shit going on. He's doing that underground gravity train. Did you hear about that? Yeah, that's gonna be the shit. Yeah, that's gonna be nuts. And then he's doing the first commercial flight into space, where you can buy a ticket to space and go and like fly around in orbit. This dude's a monster, and he was one of the creators of PayPal, and that's how he got all of his money. Well, he owns Tesla, and he also he had a bunch of patents for their engines, for their cars and everything, for their motors and stuff. And instead of selling them or doing something else to profit, he let them default, so they're public information now, and like anybody can use his patents and build on them and create bigger and better things. You know what I mean? And he did that for like humanity, basically. You know, that's it's like dope. It's cool. And the real Nikolai Tesla did the same type of things. You know, everything he did, he could have sold and patented and did everything, but he chose to give everything away for free. He wanted to see free electricity, free wireless electricity for everybody. You know, and people stole his ideas. Bell, and you know what I mean. All these companies stole his ideas and tried to patent shit anyways, and fucked him over. And that dude died poor. So it's pretty crazy to see, like, the people who really give a fuck are the ones who make the biggest waves in the world for us.
Yeah, definitely. And it says here that he's South African, which makes a lot of sense because there's some crazy shit coming out of South Africa that I never would have imagined because of my ignorance, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's a whole melting pot of cultures. And there's there's some really like fucking smart people in South Africa and in Johannesburg, even though it's like a really like shitty place, like, it's almost like third world country in some spots, but in other spots it's just like, an American town, like, schools and roads and whatever. And it's a weird place of all these different people. And another thing that I was reading on here was I just found it and I lost it, about Elon Musk. He he made this new he's designing a new form of propulsion in space. Is that the word that I'm looking for?
Yeah.
And like it has something to do with like magnets, like spinning magnets, but it could create movement in a vacuum. So that way,
it's like the way a gyroscope works.
Yeah.
It keeps things in balance and moving in the same direction.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. So everything in space picks up speed and just gains and gains and gains and gains speed. Right now, that satellite that just passed Pluto is headed out to the Kuiper Belt, and it's the fastest moving object in humanity. You know what I mean? Nothing else has gone faster than that. And it wasn't even built for that. It wasn't even built for speed or anything like that. It was just built to travel a long distance. And over that long distance, it's just continued to use gravity from one place to another to pull it out into wherever it's got to go. And it's pretty intense.
There's minimal resistance on it, so it could just kind of just move. It's weird.
I wish we had a scientist as part of this podcast that could back our shit up and tell us if we're bullshitting or if we're right.
Most of it's partially true, I think. But I know that this thing that he's making with the magnet generated propulsion is it's gonna change shit, because we could go up in space, and he's talking about making us move faster, way faster than we can go now. And he was talking about going to Mars in like a month, getting to Mars in a month, which would be crazy. That would change everything. And imagine if we could just fucking roll around in space using magnets, never have to refuel. It would just fucking do its thing. And if we can move way faster, that would spread out, where we could go here, about the size of a golf ball, and then that would spread that out to about beach ball size if we're looking at a tiny scale of the universe. There's just all these different places we can go. It's like when you have a bike when you're a kid and you finally get a car and you're like, I can go wherever the fuck I want now. That's what it's like.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, Elon Musk is he's a madman and a genius. And I think that him and Ronda Rousey should have the baby that will be like the reincarnation of Jesus.
Yeah, so they'll be like the smartest kids, but the toughest kids too, so nobody can fuck with them,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
You're right.
Things could go bad for us.
I didn't think that through at all.
Yeah, so the hardest thing about space travel for us is just the getting to the space part. It takes so much fuel. It's so heavy itself, and it takes so much of it just to get us through the breaking point. Once we get through the atmosphere and get out there in space, we're good, you know, but that initial part is what is the shitty part about it. That's why we haven't got any farther than we have. That's why our space program is basically abruptly stopped compared to what it was in the 60s and 50s and things, because we still haven't figured out much more past the rocket part. A lot of scientists are speculating and trying to think of other ways. Some are thinking of using an elevator to space.
Yeah.
To build some type of elevator that could get out there to where you could launch from that point. But like that's where those magnet type of Tesla engines are going to come into play. It's like we build an elevator to space. They could just constantly lift things right up there and then have some different type of propulsion system that we won't need any rocket fuel, so we won't have to lift it. It'll be easy to get everything up to where we need to get it to and then take off, and you know what I mean? So it would there's a lot of things that are keeping us from getting there, but it seems to be that we're figuring it all out slowly.
Yeah, we're moving towards it, and I think this guy will be our best hope because it seems like he's already fucking rich as fuck, and so he's not in it for money. He's not in it for fame because he doesn't really like to do like interviews and like shit like that. You know what I mean? Like he's not all out in the public eye. You know, always like, hey, Elon Musk is fucking partying with everybody and shit. So that's not what he's looking for. I think that he really has the best intentions for humanity in mind. He wants to, you know, be a pioneer in space, which good for you, dude. Like, you got the money and the craziness, so do it.
What's sad is he's not the richest dude either. No. You know? I mean, there's so many more people that could be so much more influential with so much more money. Like, imagine if the Koch brothers, who are the big party funders of politics, you know what I mean? They're the ones who back every candidate. They're the billionaires that spend billions on shit. Imagine if somebody like them would spend the money on getting to space or going somewhere like that. Imagine if they spent things instead of into lobbying for corporations and things that are nonsensical, that don't benefit humankind whatsoever, don't create jobs or do anything else. All they do is get rich off of us. What if those type of people spent money on things that benefited us for real, and then see what kind of change it could affect? You know,
yeah. Then it would be everywhere. It would be on the forefront of everyone's minds. We would all be thinking about, you know, going to space and the possibilities and all these new things that we could do. And it would be on commercials on every TV channel. There would be space shuttles on fucking McDonald's cups. Like, you know, it would all be huge. But instead, we have to go to these alternative news sources to find out about Elon Musk's new fucking, you know, like engine that he's working on. They didn't say that on the news. Like, I didn't see that anywhere.
No.
So it's you got to find it out for yourself.
The Confederate flag was more important. You know what I mean?
Yep. Hashtag Cecil. Hashtag Confederate flag.
Yeah. Hashtag Ebola. What happened to that too, by the way?
Oh, it's fine. It wasn't a thing. I saw that the whole list of like dates and diseases, like West Nile virus, mad cow disease, like all the old school ones, all the way up to today, and then how like anthrax was in there. And Ebola, and it was just all the different, and it went from like, you know, April 2012 to October 2012, and then October 2012 to January 2013 was this next one, and always in the news is a new thing that you need to be scared of, a new epidemic that's going to kill you, and you need to just always stay safe, stay in your house. Buy things off Amazon.
But none of them are new, though. They're all old and have been around forever.
Yeah, it's all old, ancient diseases. Like, we're all going to get rickets or some shit.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
You got to watch out for that scurvy, man. Eat oranges. Yep. Or wait, is it too much oranges? I forget.
I don't know. Watch out for that plague. It's coming back. It's everywhere. The plague's in the New York City subways, apparently, too. Really? Yeah.
God damn. Just all this old, and then like the Black Death, that's back. Rickets, plague. We got let's see, what else do we have? Old school diseases that used to be and are no longer, but people are still going to use them to frighten us.
Polio.
Mm-hmm. That's coming.
Tuberculosis.
Yep. Blankets filled with smallpox.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's weird. That's one thing that we will never do here is report on some bullshit disease that you should be afraid of, because we're not afraid of diseases because we are not human. So
yeah, I'm not really one to worry about any type of speculation on shit like that anyways, because, you know, it's really There's nothing to prove it. There's such small percentages of incidents. You know what I mean? They're so like far away and in between, and it's just like none of them make sense in the first place. You know, it's like that. It's all just overhyped. Everything like Ebola was such a big thing, dude, and now it's not.
Yeah, now it just disappeared. It's gone.
The whole country thought they were catching it for sure.
Yeah, right. And it was like, oh, there's been an Ebola case in like Santa Barbara or in Texas, and you know they have like this hospital lockdown, and this dude might have Ebola, and now it's nobody cares. It's not even no one talks about it anymore. It's done.
Yeah. Also, the friendly hitchhiking robot.
That's right. For anybody that didn't hear about this robot, it was a robot that was he was Canadian. Oh, I'm getting an incoming call. Incoming call from a bill collector. Fuck off. Hitchhiking robot from Canada came down to let's see. I'm trying to find out where he came. I want to say Michigan or something. Is that where you would come from, Canada?
No, it was more on the East Coast.
So Massachusetts is where he started. I found the map. So he started in Massachusetts, went down through New York, and then into Philly, and he made it 2 weeks. And so this thing, he hitchhiked all across Canada and Europe. And people picked him up. He's a little robot, has a little sign, a little face. And, you know, you pick him up and give him a ride, drop him off, and then he gets a ride from someone else. And he's the hitchhiking robot. Made it all across Canada, all across Europe. He was in America for 2 weeks, and somebody ripped him apart and took his head off. His head's gone. They never found it. and left him in the gutter, dead.
Yeah, so Team America wins again.
God damn. only in America would we do some shit like that. And maybe South Africa,
no
I guess.
Shit.
I guess they probably didn't send him.
It's just a robot trying to get to his destination, and we can't even help him out. You know what I mean? He just wanted to come to California. He probably just wanted to smoke some of that good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just wanted to catch some waves and shit, wanted to come kick it, maybe come be on the podcast. And no, some bitter-ass Eagles fan from over in Philly was seen on video beheading a fucking robot.
Yep.
Come on, man. Was he looking at your girl or what?
That's some bullshit.
Were you intimidated by robot cock or what?
Yeah, he doesn't even have a cock or a hole for anyone to stick their cock in. So what are you trying to steal him for? It looks like he got raped, but there's no sign of that. And he has a smiling face. I don't know why you would hate that.
It could have been a Meek Mill fan because it's from Philly. You know what I mean?
Could have been. And I know that he was on his way to California to be on the podcast. That was his whole agenda. His programmer was like, I have a robot that is kind of smart a little bit. He can hitchhike. That's about it. And he wants to be on the podcast. He loves your guys' show. He's listened to every episode. And then I go, cool, send him over. Have him hitchhike. You said he does that, right? And he was like, yeah, no problem. So he went on this whole journey, and then somebody in Philly fucked him. I don't know if they fucked him or not. But it looks like they fucked him. And they left him in the damn gutter, headless. They took a smiling face and hung it on their wall. Guaranteed there's a robot face in someone's house right now.
He just wanted to come make waffles for us. I know it.
Yep. That's sad, man. It's sad.
Wafflebot 2.0. Man.
And he's done.
People are shitting.
I know. But I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Lauren O'Neill and try to have her whip up another one of these robots. Even though now that
April O'Neil's cousin?
April O'Neil's daughter is because April's old. She's old now. So it's April O'Neil's daughter, and I also just realized that Lauren O'Neill is the one that tweeted the photo and found the robot, not the one that made him. But I'm gonna have her make another one anyway. I'm sticking with it.
Did a hitchhiking robot have an actual name?
Yeah, he did have an actual name. Do you want to guess what it is? I bet you can.
I bet I can't either. So
no, I bet you could. It's what you think it would be. If you were to think of a hitchhiking robot's name, what would you call him?
Hitchhiking robot?
That's very close. I would call him Hitchbot, and that's what his name is.
Oh, Hitchbot.
Yeah,
all right.
Hitchbot. It sounds.
Is he related to Will Smith?
It doesn't say here, so I'm not really sure. I could
Smithbot and Hitchbot.
I could tweet Will Smith and ask him. Me and him are tight like that.
Ask him about Independence Day too. Also,
I will. I'm gonna ask him if it's if him and Jeff Goldblum saw Kevin Bacon's penis during the filming of that movie. Because Kevin Bacon said that he shows up to movies that aren't his, so I'm gonna see if he showed up to that one.
Now that he mentioned it, I do remember seeing Bacon cock in an episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and I also remember his infrared cock on Hollow Man when he ran out, and then I was like, wait, that's his dick. Like,
he's like,
yep. God damn, it's true.
Oh, good times.
It's very true what he says. So,
yeah.
There was one last thing that I wanted to get into, but we're out of time. And I don't have enough time to get into the Voyager record, so I want everyone has homework this week. Google the Voyager record, listen to some of it, find out about it. It's one of Carl Sagan's most interesting endeavors, and it's very impressive. Not one of his most impressive, but it's very interesting, very weird. When I heard about it, I tripped out. So go look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. So another week. Joey, thank you very much. And
another one bites the dust.
That's right. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, all of our respective links, and stay interactive, man. Let us know how you like the show, what you want us to talk about. Send pictures of your penis and hashtag them FreeTheBacon. And
FreeTheBacon.
And, just fucking, just keep it real. Be the best you could be.
Peace, bitches.
The Natural Habitat Podcast.